Alright, so I'm trying to enter SM and trying to see how's the security when entering the malls. Usually, when you try to enter the malls, they always try to check, like, here you go, they check for your stuff and they check everything, right? So I'm gonna keep it incognito, the camera right here, and they don't really care. They're just like, they're just checking, it doesn't matter. So next time, so I'm gonna do this. So I'm right here, check, and they're gonna ask me to open the thing. Can you, let me see, I'll tell them, can you open it? Kasi it's not, it's okay? Not work. So you see that they wouldn't open the thing. So I might be carrying a bomb, I might be carrying a WMD or something, and they wouldn't open it for you. They wouldn't open the trunk for you. You guys see that, right? Yeah, they want to open the trunk so they can see, but they don't even check. And that is my video for today, which I am discussing security is an illusion here in the Philippines. When you enter any store in the Philippines, there's always gonna be the guard always trying to check on you, trying to check your equipment, if you have anything available in your you know, in your pockets, basically frisk you and check you out. So I guess now they have a thermal scan literally here in the Philippines, and that's kind of cool. So basically when you enter the store, they're gonna check you your waist to see if you have any guns or any weapons going into the mall. And of course, 9 times out of 10, you know, how can they hide it? A lot of people wear tight stuff. And the funny thing is they ask you to take out your hat, and I'm wondering, why would they ask you to take out your hat if in your hat, you know, how can you hide a gun in your hat, under your hat? It's kind of crazy. So usually the security guard's salary, it's around 16,000 pesos, like Metro Manila, like that. 16,000 average. It can go down to 10,000, it can go to 12,000 depending on the province, but usually 16 is the average. You know, sometimes they have like these class A guys that have their own weapons and all, and they can gain up to 30 to 40,000, especially if they're private security. They can get up to 40,000. Here are usually working, inexperienced, not a lot of military experience for security, so it'll be kind of hard for people to protect some places, especially weapon safety and all that, because not a lot of them own a gun. That is, yeah, I definitely give it, not a lot of them own a gun. So when it comes to like safety, you know, that it's gonna get pretty hectic, and it's gonna get pretty pretty weird, especially if a gunman comes to the store. Then, you know, no one's gonna try to play hero for 16,000 pesos or 10,000, 12,000 pesos. Nobody's gonna play hero. And this is my thing that I always trying to say, everything is smoke and mirrors. No matter what type of security you have, you know, all these security guards, all these protocols, but not a lot of people follow the protocols. Or for example, right now they're doing thermal checks and all that, and they're still gonna let you in no matter if you have a high fever, because there was a time where I was like 37.9 and they still let me in. It doesn't matter at the end. So you're never gonna be safe, especially if it's an organized group. You are not gonna be safe here for sure. So I don't know how a lot of people survive here with all this illusion, of safety illusion. It's all smoke and mirrors. And the great thing about it is that, you know, Filipinos are not like Americans where they're always, you know, rowdy and shit. Filipinos are mostly docile, and they're pretty, they understand the rules. They go by the rules, which I kind of like it, you know. And why not? As long as, you know, you have some people going by the rules, it's fine with me. I don't really mind it at all. Going around some malls or whatever, there was times where I would mind it a lot, because organized groups can easily take any store away. So you are never really safe. You might have 100 security guards, but there's only gonna be like 5 guys with weapons, or you know. So that is one thing that we have to watch out living here. So it's always good to protect yourself, learn how to protect yourself, or have a weapon with you in your car or anywhere. It doesn't have to be a firearm, but it can be any weapon, legal. The last thing I want to point out is it's always going to be your fault here in the Philippines, regardless. So if, like, let's say a man comes into your house and you shoot him, it's going to be your fault. Always have something legal to protect yourself. Cameras, CCTVs, anything, because the only one that can keep you safe is yourself. Nobody else can keep you safe here, unless you really pay them good in their private security, like 40,000 pesos, then they will. Unless it's some thug from the street, which you really pay up, they will. So you have to be private from the street. It's always good to protect yourself, because nobody else will here. So family and all that, that's just an illusion. They're not gonna do shit for you, because at the end, you're never gonna be a Filipino. You're always gonna be a foreigner in their eyes. Even me, like, I'm brown as hell. You know, I'm the same skin colors, I kind of have the same features and everything, but I'm still a foreigner regardless in their eyes. Don't think you're just safe for you because you have a family or whatever, or because your wife is part of some family or something. It takes somebody from the bottom to take somebody from the top. It takes somebody from the bottom to take somebody from the top. It takes somebody from the bottom to take somebody from the top. Pretty easy. So yeah, I hope you guys take this lesson well, and you're never gonna be a Filipino. You're always gonna be a foreigner regardless, and it's always gonna be your fault. It's a sad fact, but the only way you can protect yourself is if you actually have proof. Like I said, CCTV, attorneys, and dash cams, and written contracts. Everything has to be written, none of that word shit, because it's always gonna be your fault. So always have video, written proof. Alright, so this video comes from Philstar, and it's titled "A Friendly Reminder to Aliens in the Philippines. What Matters Most, an Opinion Piece" by Josephus B. Jimenez, the Freeman. And this is how it goes. Always remember that whatever your immigration status is, you are a visitor in our foreign country. Therefore, you need to respect our laws, our president, our government. If you believe that this nation doesn't live up to your expectations, nobody is forcing you to stay. You know what to do. Wow. Filipinos who stay in your country and any other country are being treated with discrimination, contempt, and condescension. They suffer all sorts of injustice, but they are kept silent. They stay and accept the realities that they are treated with enough respect precisely because they are only visitors. The OFWs tried their best to adhere to the protocols and all sorts of law, even if many such norms are against our culture, faiths, and the way of living. Our people try their best to adhere to what is expected of them, so it is also fair to that expats, permanent residents from other countries who are here within our territories should behave and not act with some degree of arrogance. The matters of employment, how many alien workers have not compiled with our immigration and labor laws. Under Article 40 of the Labor Code, jobs here are open to aliens if and when there is enough evidence that there is no Filipino qualified, willing, and available to take on the job. And so why there are too many domestic jobs being taken by aliens when millions of Filipinos are qualified and willing and available. DOE and the Bureau of Immigration should also look into this. I will talk to DOE Secretary Bebat Bello, and if needed, the President himself about this issue. And I will also talk to the Secretary of Justice and the Immigration Commissioner. There are many foreigners here who insult our political leaders and LGU officials, and posted social media very disparaging comments against our government and our laws. And if you believe that you belong to a superior race and you have a perfect government, then why are you staying here in the country that you despise so much? Remember, we are not a colony of your great nation anymore. We are not vassals or subjects to your loyal sovereign powers. We are free, independent country. We do not exist to cater to your expectations. We writers do not exist to please you or humor you. We decide for ourselves on how and what to write. Even and if you do not like it here anymore, then you know what to do. You are a foreigner and you violate our laws. You do not comply with labor standards. You commit unfair labor practices and burst our unions. Then our authorities shall bring you to court. Our officials shall prosecute you. And if you commit a crime, then if you are convicted, don't complain to human rights violations and we put you in jail. Thousands of Filipinos are languishing in jail abroad, and all of our government can do is appeal for clemency. If denied, we submit the sovereignty of our justice system. So by coming here, you are full duty bound by respect and uphold our legal system. If you think that the anti-terror law is hazardous to your liberty, you have no Congress. Our people who are represented by your senators and congressmen, you are free to go to your territories and tolerate your propensity to insult the host countries and undermine the authorities of the host government. Our country doesn't exist to cater to your definition of freedom. There is no freedom to bite the hands that welcomed the shattered you for so long. This is an opinion piece made by attorney Josephus B. Jimenez. And this is one thing I gotta say. I fully agree with this, because there's a lot of foreigners here that come here to the Philippines and they believe they can take over. They believe it's like another sovereignty, another vassal, another colony, and it is pretty stupid. And sadly, that's what it's gonna come down to at the end. And the anti-foreigner talk will come down. Anyways, guys, this is Andy Omar signing out. Peace.